The massive research vessel Horizon Prime hummed with subdued energy as Commander Ethan Reicher studied the holographic star charts. 12 years of deep space exploration had taught him that the universe rarely revealed its secrets without a fight. The Andromeda frontier stretched before him, a vast, unexplored canvas of darkness punctuated by distant stellar formations. "Commander," Lieutenant Marcus Wung's voice cut through the quiet, "we're picking up an anomalous energy signature at coordinates 47 Gamma 9. Ethan's cybernetic neural interface flickered, processing the incoming data. Something was different about this reading. It didn't match any known spatial phenomena in their extensive database. The energy patterns were too precise, too deliberate to be natural. "Magnify," Ethan commanded, leaning forward. The holographic display expanded, revealing a shimmering distortion that seemed to bend the very fabric of space. It was unlike anything he'd encountered in his decades of interstellar exploration. The energy signature pulsed with an intelligence that suggested more than mere cosmic randomness. "Prepare communication protocols," Ethan instructed. "Standard first contact procedure, full spectrum translation matrices online." Lieutenant Wung's fingers danced across the quantum communication console. "Transmission ready, sir, utilizing multidimensional linguistic algorithms." The next moment stretched like an eternity. Space itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, without warning, the distortion crystallized. A vessel emerged, sleek, ethereal, constructed from materials that seemed to shift between solid and energy states. Its design defied every principle of spacecraft engineering known to human technology. "Incoming transmission," Marcus announced, his voice tight with tension. A figure materialized on the view screen. Arya Voss, though Ethan wouldn't learn her name until moments later, represented something entirely beyond human comprehension. Her form seemed to shimmer, incorporating elements of light and consciousness that transcended traditional biological understanding. "Unidentified vessel," the translation matrix struggled to capture the nuance of her communication. "You have breached sovereign Solarian territorial space." Ethan's training kicked in. Diplomatic protocols were clear: remain calm, show no aggression, demonstrate peaceful intentions. "This is Commander Ethan Reicher of the United Terran Exploration Fleet," he responded carefully. "We are on a peaceful scientific mission of exploration and understanding." The Solarian representative, Arya, studied him with what could only be described as clinical detachment. Her form seemed to ripple with intricate energy patterns that suggested complex emotional states far beyond human perception. "Your vessel's technological signature is primitive," she stated, the translation matrix rendering her words with a mixture of curiosity and barely concealed disdain. Ethan felt a familiar surge of human pride. Primitive, perhaps, but adaptable, resilient. The history of human exploration was written in precisely such moments of unexpected encounter. "Primitive can be innovative," Ethan responded, a subtle challenge in his tone. "We've survived and thrived by understanding and adapting." The next few moments would determine the trajectory of human-Solarian relations. One misunderstood communication, one defensive gesture could trigger an interstellar incident that might prevent any future dialogue. Lieutenant Wung's hand hovered near the emergency communication override, ready to implement defensive protocols at a moment's notice. The bridge crew remained utterly still, their collective breath suspended in anticipation. Arya Voss continued to observe, her complex energy form revealing nothing of her internal deliberations. Was this a potential moment of peaceful first contact, or the prelude to an unimaginable conflict? Commander Ethan Reicher knew one thing with absolute certainty. Humanity had never backed down from a challenge, and this encounter would be no different. The stars themselves seemed to wait, watching this delicate dance of two radically different civilizations meeting for the first time. The diplomatic quarters of the Horizon Prime had been hastily reconfigured to accommodate their unexpected guest. Ethan watched as Arya Voss moved through the space, her energy form subtly interacting with the environmental controls, causing subtle fluctuations in temperature and light. "Your environmental systems are remarkably inefficient," Arya observed, her translated voice carrying a tone that balanced scientific curiosity with mild criticism. Dr. Helena Rodriguez, the mission's lead xenobiologist, leaned forward. Her decades of research had prepared her for this moment, first substantive contact with a truly advanced alien intelligence. Inefficient by what standards? She challenged. Aria's form shimmered, projecting holographic data streams that danced around her. Energy consumption, adaptive response, environmental integration. Your technological paradigm relies on crude mechanical interventions rather than symbiotic energy manipulation. Ethan recognized the underlying challenge. This wasn't just a technical assessment, it was a cultural probe testing human responses. "We may be mechanical," he interjected, "but we've survived and thrived across multiple planetary environments. Adaptation is our strength." The diplomatic tension was palpable. The Solarian representatives seemed to be cataloging every human reaction, every nuanced response. What appeared to be a simple conversation was, in reality, a complex dance of cultural assessment. Lieutenant Marcus Wung monitored the communication systems, his fingers dancing across quantum translation matrices. Each word, each gesture was being analyzed, recorded, translated through multiple linguistic and cultural filters. "Your civilization's technological trajectory is interesting," Arya finally stated. The word interesting seemed to carry layers of meaning, part observation, part judgment, part something else entirely. Dr. Rodriguez seized the opportunity. "We'd be fascinated to learn about Solarian technological development. Your energy manipulation capabilities seem far beyond our current understanding." Arya's form shifted, creating intricate geometric patterns that seemed to pulse with information. "Understanding requires context. Your species demonstrates remarkable potential, yet remains constrained by linear thinking." Ethan recognized the diplomatic dance. This was more than an exchange of information. It was a careful probing of cultural boundaries, of technological and philosophical limitations. "Linear thinking has brought us from cave dwellers to interstellar exploration," Ethan responded, a subtle challenge in his voice. "We don't just adapt, we reimagine." The ship's quantum communication array suddenly flickered. Marcus's console erupted with warning signals. "Commander, we're detecting massive energy fluctuations in the local space-time continuum." Arya's form instantly became more defined, her energy patterns condensing into a more focused configuration. "Unexpected quantum resonance detected," she announced, her translated voice carrying a hint of genuine concern. The diplomatic meeting transformed in an instant from a cultural exchange to a potential crisis. Whatever was happening threatened not just the Horizon Prime, but potentially both human and Solarian interests. Dr. Rodriguez's scientific mind was already racing. "The energy signature matches nothing in our database. It's creating localized space-time distortions that shouldn't be possible according to current quantum mechanical understanding." Ethan watched Arya carefully. Her reaction would reveal more about Solarian capabilities and intentions than any diplomatic dialogue. "This requires collaborative investigation," Arya stated, her energy form now completely focused, the earlier cultural superiority replaced by a pragmatic urgency. For the first time since their encounter, Commander Ethan Reicher saw something beyond condescension in the Solarian representative's demeanor. There was respect. There was a recognition that some challenges transcended technological superiority. The unknown threat looming beyond their ship would demand more than technological prowess. It would require something far more fundamental, the ability to work together, to combine different perspectives, to truly understand. The dance of first contact had just become something far more complex and far more dangerous. The quantum anomaly expanded like a wound in the fabric of spacetime, its impossible geometries challenging every known principle of physical law. Commander Ethan Reicher watched as Dr. Helena Rodriguez and Arya Voss worked side by side, their collaborative efforts a testament to the power of shared purpose. "The energy signatures are creating nested dimensional cascades," Dr. Rodriguez explained, her holographic displays filling with complex mathematical models. "It's like the universe is trying to fold in on itself." Arya's energy form coalesced into a more focused configuration, tendrils of quantum information weaving through the ship's advanced sensors. "Your human mathematical models are surprisingly adaptive," she observed, a hint of genuine respect in her translated communication. Lieutenant Marcus Wung monitored the external sensors, his fingers moving with practiced precision. The anomaly is growing exponentially. Our standard defensive shields are useless against this type of spatial distortion. The bridge of the Horizon Prime hummed with a mixture of technological anticipation and underlying tension. What had begun as a routine exploration mission had transformed into something far more critical, a potential threat to multiple civilizations. Ethan studied the holographic displays, his mind racing through potential scenarios. Years of military training and deep space exploration had taught him that survival often depended on unconventional thinking. "We need to understand the core principle behind the anomaly," he stated, looking directly at Arya. "Not just measure it, but comprehend its fundamental nature." Arya's form shifted, creating intricate geometric patterns that seemed to pulse with information. Comprehension requires a multi-layered approach. Your species' tendency to categorize and compartmentalize limits true understanding. Dr. Rodriguez interjected, her scientific passion evident. But that same approach has led to some of our most significant discoveries. Breaking complex problems into manageable components is a strength, not a weakness. The quantum anomaly pulsed, sending ripples of impossible energy across the ship's sensors. Marcus called out, "Commander, the spatial distortions are creating localized time differentials. We're experiencing microsecond-level temporal shifts." Ethan recognized the gravity of the situation. This was beyond a simple scientific investigation. They were witnessing, and potentially preventing, a cosmic-level event that could have catastrophic consequences. "The anomaly is drawing energy from multiple dimensional planes," Arya explained, her form becoming more compact, more focused. "It's creating a quantum feedback loop that could potentially destabilize entire star systems." Dr. Rodriguez's fingers flew across her quantum computational interface. "If we can create a counter-resonance, we might be able to disrupt the energy cascade. But the mathematical models are incredibly complex." Ethan saw an opportunity. "This is where human innovation comes into play," he said. "We might not have the advanced energy manipulation capabilities of the Solarians, but we excel at finding unconventional solutions." The ship trembled slightly, a physical manifestation of the quantum stress surrounding them. Marcus called out warning after warning, each more critical than the last. Arya's form suddenly became more animated. "Your species' ability to conceptualize outside established parameters might be our most effective tool," she admitted, the translation carrying a nuanced mix of scientific curiosity and grudging respect. Dr. Rodriguez had been working furiously, her computational models creating increasingly complex scenarios. "If we can introduce a quantum destabilization protocol that uses the anomaly's own energy against itself." "Precisely," Arya interrupted, her energy form intertwining with the ship's computational systems in a way that seemed to defy traditional technological boundaries. Ethan watched as human ingenuity and Solarian advanced technology merged, creating something entirely new. This was more than a scientific collaboration. It was a moment of true cross-cultural understanding. The quantum anomaly continued to pulse, a cosmic challenge waiting to be unraveled. And at the heart of this impossible problem were two civilizations, learning that true problem-solving transcended technological superiority. The next few moments would determine not just their survival, but potentially the fate of entire star systems. The quantum anomaly had transformed from a scientific curiosity to an existential threat. Commander Ethan Riker stood at the epicenter of a cosmic battle that defied conventional understanding, with Dr. Helena Rodriguez and Arya Voss working in a state of near-symbiotic collaboration. "We're approaching critical quantum cascade," Lieutenant Marcus Wung announced, his voice tight with tension. The ship's advanced systems flickered, struggling to maintain stability against the impossible energies surrounding them. Dr. Rodriguez's computational models had reached a breakthrough. "The anomaly isn't just a spatial distortion," she explained, her eyes reflecting the complex holographic displays. "It's a kind of cosmic immune response, a fundamental universal mechanism we've never encountered before." Arya's energy form pulsed with an intensity that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of spacetime. Your human perspective provides unexpected insights, she communicated, the translation carrying a mix of scientific excitement and genuine respect. Ethan recognized the critical moment. Human intuition, combined with Solarian advanced understanding, was their only hope of averting a potential catastrophe that could obliterate multiple star systems. We need to think beyond traditional intervention, Ethan stated, his military training merging with a moment of intuitive brilliance. This isn't about fighting the anomaly, it's about understanding its fundamental nature. The ship groaned, a mechanical protest against forces that challenged the very laws of physics. Marcus called out a series of increasingly critical warnings. Temporal displacement was becoming more pronounced, with localized areas of the ship experiencing time at fundamentally different rates. Dr. Rodriguez's hands moved with a combination of mathematical precision and creative intuition. If we can create a quantum resonance that mimics the anomaly's own internal structure, we might be able to redirect its energy, Arya completed the thought, her energy form intertwining with the ship's computational systems in a way that defied traditional technological boundaries. Ethan watched the collaboration with a sense of awe. What had begun as a moment of cultural tension had transformed into a truly remarkable partnership. Human adaptability meeting Solarian advanced understanding. The quantum cascade is creating nested dimensional bubbles, Marcus reported, his voice a mixture of scientific excitement and underlying fear. We're seeing potential timeline divergences that shouldn't be possible. Arya's form shifted, creating complex geometric patterns that seemed to pulse with information. Your species' ability to conceptualize nonlinear solutions is proving critical, she communicated, the translation carrying a nuanced respect that had been absent during their initial encounter. Dr. Rodriguez had been working on a computational model that pushed the boundaries of known quantum mechanics. We're not just trying to stop the anomaly, she explained. We're attempting to understand its fundamental communication mechanism. The ship continued to tremble, caught between multiple dimensional states. Equipment sparked and fluctuated, creating a symphony of technological stress. Quantum entanglement isn't just a scientific principle, Ethan realized aloud. It's a form of communication we've barely begun to understand. Arya's energy form became more compact, more focused. Precisely, she communicated. Your intuitive leap demonstrates why your species has potential beyond your current technological capabilities. The anomaly pulsed, a cosmic heartbeat that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of reality. But now, instead of fear, there was a sense of collective purpose. Humans and Solarians working together to unravel a mystery that transcended individual technological capabilities. Dr. Rodriguez's computational model reached its final stages. We're ready, she announced, her voice carrying a mixture of scientific excitement and underlying tension. Ethan looked at Arya, then at Marcus, then back at the impossible quantum phenomenon before them. They were about to attempt something that no single civilization had ever accomplished. The next moments would determine not just their survival, but potentially unlock secrets of the universe itself. The moment stretched beyond conventional understanding of time and space. Commander Ethan Riker, Dr. Helena Rodriguez, Lieutenant Marcus Wung, and Arya Voss stood at the precipice of a cosmic breakthrough that would redefine the understanding of two civilizations. Quantum resonance alignment in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Rodriguez's voice cut through the tension, her fingers dancing across the final computational sequences. The anomaly responded, not with violence, but with a profound, transformative energy that seemed to breathe with intelligent purpose. Tendrils of impossible light wove through the ship systems, creating patterns that defied traditional dimensional understanding. Arya's energy form shifted, becoming something more than merely an alien presence. Your species understands adaptation in ways we have overlooked, she communicated, the translation carrying a depth of respect that transcended their initial antagonistic encounter. The quantum cascade began to stabilize, not through force, but through a delicate balance of human intuition and Solarian advanced comprehension. Marcus watched in awe as the ship's sensors painted a picture of cosmic reconciliation. We're not just stopping the anomaly, Ethan realized, his voice filled with a mixture of scientific wonder and profound understanding. We're communicating with it. The universe itself seemed to pause, listening. Dr. Rodriguez's computational models had done more than predict, they had translated. The quantum anomaly was not a threat, but a message. A communication method so advanced it had been mistaken for a destructive force. It's a universal communication protocol, she breathed, her eyes wide with realization. Something that exists beyond traditional language, beyond technological barriers. Arya's form pulsed with an intensity that spoke of profound revelation. Your human capacity for empathy, for understanding beyond immediate comprehension, has been the key. The ship's system stabilized. The impossible geometries of the quantum anomaly resolved into something comprehensible, yet still wondrous. They had not conquered the unknown, they had engaged with it. Lieutenant Marcus Wung's console erupted with data, streams of information that would take decades to fully comprehend. "We're receiving something," he announced, his voice a mixture of scientific excitement and underlying awe. Ethan looked at Arya, then at his crew. What had begun as a moment of potential conflict had transformed into a breakthrough that would reshape understanding of communication, of existence itself. "We're not just exploring space," Ethan said quietly. "We're learning its language." The Solarian representative's energy form seemed to smile, a concept that transcended traditional biological expression. "Precisely," Arya communicated. "Exploration is not about conquest, it is about understanding." As the quantum anomaly fully resolved, something profound had changed. Not just in their mission, but in the fundamental relationship between two civilizations. Dr. Rodriguez began compiling the data, her hands moving with a mixture of scientific precision and creative wonder. "This changes everything," she muttered, more to herself than to anyone else. The Horizon Prime hung in space, a testament to what could be achieved when different perspectives came together. Not through force, but through genuine understanding. Ethan watched the cosmic vista before them. The universe had just revealed one of its most profound secrets, and humanity had been part of that revelation. "Prepare a full communication report," he instructed Marcus, "and someone get me a very strong cup of coffee." A moment of human levity, punctuating a moment of cosmic significance. The mission was complete, but their true journey was just beginning.